My name is David. I am a keyboardist, a musician, composer, producer and an occasional songwriter.
I got my nickname since 1999, around 2000. It's shortened for my full name. My nickname became handy in my sixth form years. I was studying music technology and music for A-levels, and there was about 5 or 6 Davids in the same classroom, so to make it easy I asked my music teachers to call me by my pet name, which I had at the time, which was DC, and I've been stuck with it since. And it's always a compliment for me when well-acquainted friends I've made over the last 9-10 years still to this day address me as DC. I've now used it now as my stage name because it just sounds cool.
G17 Records was set up in 2000 by my brother Scott as a sort of platform, not just for him but for me to put out our own music independently. Thankfully, with the advance in technology years, independent acts or unsigned acts such as myself and Scott have got a wonderful platform for us to put our music out to a small market of fans who are interested in our music and friends who want to take up something new or pass on along to their friends. It's fantastic when we get new people that are interested in what we do. In my years in school, I took piano lessons with a teacher named Peter Hunt. We're laid back. There's none of that sharp discipline that many piano teachers have where they physically torment you. I took piano lessons with Peter for about 3 years and I got up to grade 7.
I've known about my this ability called perfect pitch, where someone can identify a musical tone without referencing any musical instrument with them. I've known about this since my piano lessons with Peter Hunt. There was a band, we took a break and we were listening to a band playing next door to us. They were playing Fleetwood Mac's Albatross, and my piano teacher asked me what chords they were playing, and I said straight away it was E major and F sharp minor. That's when I knew about this ability, and it's something I've had for a short period of time, but never realised that it was something this amazing. My music collection is humongous and it's difficult to nail it down into a short video on what I've got in my collection, but to give you a few, I've dug out from my collection Liquid by Recoil, Mezzanise by Massive Attack, Industrial Complex by Night Cereb, Behaviour by the Pet Shop Boys, Violator by Depeche Mode, 6 by Manson, Nick Kershaw, You've Got to Laugh, my favourite keyboardists and guitarists, Anthony Phillips. This is Missing Links Volume 4, Pathways and Promenades. It's Wild Orchids by Steve Hackett. The Downward Spiral by 9 Inch Nails. The Kraftwerk, The Man Machine. Sting, Nothing Like the Sun, As If, in full bloom. It's Keen with Under the Iron Sea.
The only opportunity I've had on being in a recording studio was in 2004 on 2 occasions in April and August. My brother Scott, as part of his 21st birthday, had an opportunity to go to Apple Street Studios in Buckinghamshire, which is owned by Philip Goss. For me and Scott, it was quite an exciting experience being in a recording studio and seeing how it all worked. When finishing the sessions in Apple Street, of course, Scott would be able to go off and rework that stuff for his first CD. The first CD, self-titled, was released in 2006. The album is a raw musical output Everything was all recorded through the Ronin Phantom XA, and some vocal tracks were all recorded through Scott's 8-track. And then all of 2007 and then half of 2008 was be spent recording what would become my concept album called Cybercrime, which is a sort of a Kraftwerk homage sort of type of record. It goes through the pros and cons of modern computer and mobile technology. In Time Where We Stand is more sort of an opportunity for me to open up as a songwriter and to look more into arrangements and production. That album was done quite quickly. It was done in a year, and it was my first output as a singer-songwriter. Out of all the albums that I've recorded, I think Cybercrime would probably be my favourite in terms of creativity and experimentation. The album is a clear nod of homage to electronic music, which has been a big part of my life. Many artists and bands, to name a few, like the Pet Shop Boys, Depeche Mode, Alan Wilder's Recoil Project, 9 Inch Nails. When we finished at Apple Tree Studios, Scott released his first CD in 2005 called Spread the Word, and I had an opportunity to play on one track on that album. But on the second album I got a much greater opportunity to play keyboards on a variety of different songs, using different sounds, pianos, organs, synth strings, string sections. I love working with other people, and any opportunities that come on, I would love to work as a keyboardist or as a session musician, providing sounds to help their record go further, and however they want to go about it live, it's up to them. But for me to be part of the creative process on getting it onto a CD is more pleasing satisfaction for me.
One track from my first CD, a track called Through the Right Eye of the White Tiger. I was asked what sounds were used on that track. I was asked by someone whether a pedal steel guitar was used. To answer that, I was actually using an attack flute. So I'll get the sound from here. It was actually a flute sound, and where you thought there was a pedal steel guitar was the use of the pitch shift occasionally, and the use of the hitting the notes softly and then harder to give it that ambience to it, which was already added to the sound. So if I play the melody for you.
A question I've been asked is, where does my sampling ideas come from? When I'm working in my demo forms, I just throw in anything, either stuff from TV, clips from TV shows to what's on the radio. And lately at the moment I've acquired tiny little capsule fins that open, and you've got a little a tiny little microphone that can fit onto the headphone socket on your iPod Touch. And I've been going around the house and opening fridge doors, opening microwave doors, finding pots that make unusual sounds, and just recording any of those sounds onto the iPod Touch and then putting them onto the laptop later on. So it varies on where my sample ideas come from. information about myself, DC, or my brother Scott, or on G17 Records generally, please check the website g17records.co.uk. For Scott's website, go to scotecooper.co.uk, or for my website, go to music-dc.co.uk. We appreciate it if anybody takes the time to follow us out, join us on Facebook or Twitter or MySpace. We appreciate anybody who comes along, and we look forward to hearing from you in the future, and wish you all the best. Thank you very much for your time.